But Prime Minister Narendra Modi has touched down in Tokyo for the 15th India-Japan Annual Summit with the Japanese counterpart Shigeru Ishiba, and he has also given a good address here where he pushed for the green energy tie-up as well. The annual summit is going to be his first with the Prime Minister of Japan Ishiba, and bilateral ties between the two nations which have come under the spotlight amidst a high-level visit, with the Prime Minister announcing that a key agenda of the visit to Japan would be fostering special strategic in the global partnership. Saying that it made steady progress over 11 years, India and Japan bilateral relations were elevated to the global partnership in the years 2000, and then from there strategic and the global partnership in 2006. While the special strategic and global partnership in 2014, the annual summit between former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and PM Modi also gave a strategic edge to the ties. Now in fact cooperation between the countries extended to multilateral platforms such as Quad, International Solar Alliance and Coalition for the Disaster Resilient Infrastructure and Supply Chain Resilience Initiative. With the bilateral cooperation in focus, now it's time to dive into some recent major initiatives undertaken by the two Asian nations over the kind of sectoral investment that have been seen in the past few years. As we see, the first initiative is the Unicorn Mast co-development, which happened in November 2024. It was co-developing the Unified Complex Radio Antenna mast for the Indian Navy ships. Then in fact, as this is one of the big projects, there comes next is the Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train, which is expected to be a reality by the year 2027. In just a 2 years time, it is going to be in fact a reality in India as well, and India seeks forward in this initiative of the summit as well for the cooperation of Japan on this. This is driven by Japan's Shinkansen Technology and Japan International Cooperation Agency loans. That in itself is going to be in fact a big boost to pin the bilateral ties and the relationship with India. Now there is another key initiative which is the joint military exercise 2023 to 2025, 2 years of time that it took place. Dharma Guardian, the terrorism and Shinyu Maitri, air cooperation, Jai Mata, maritime security. Is this in fact the military engagement and exercise took place. Defense ministerial meeting that took place this year in the month of May, mutual condemnation of the terrorism after Pahalgam attack that happened in April, and deepening of the defense ties between the two nations. These are the big initiatives and the joint declaration and meetings that have taken place. 5 trillion yen investment target from the year 2022 to continuing to 2027. Japan's $42 billion investment in India for the infrastructure, manufacturing and clean energy is in fact going to be continuing till 2027 in many sectors where India and Japan are generating the workforces to be more trained. Now, another initiative is the RPSS agreement, which is operationalized in 2024. Last year it was operationalized. What is it? It is in fact a mutual logistical support between the Indian Armed Forces and the Japan Self-Defense Forces. Between the forces of both the nations, a mutual logistical support that has been operationalized last year. Now, India-Japan digital partnership yet again also pins a very fundamental journey of both the nations to build their historic relationship. It has been expanded by the cooperation in AI, cybersecurity and startup ecosystem. In these 3 areas, in fact, this is mostly going to also boost a lot of initiatives furthermore. All right, viewers, now let's move forward. With that, it's time to take the discussion forward with the conversation with my guest. Joining me live on the broadcast is Karori Singh, who is a foreign affairs expert, and economist Mitali Nikore. All right, both of you, thank you very much for joining me live on this broadcast. Appreciate you joining me this morning. Now we see that there has been a big address by Prime Minister Narendra Modi a day after Japan has snubbed the US. This address has come from the soil of Tokyo during a very crucial summit where the bilateral relationship between India and Japan are directed towards a very promising future. Mr. Karori Singh, to begin with you, how do you look at this? How do you look at the address which signals at a very promising relationship going further with Japan?
Whatever the relationship India has with Japan, it's in fact spontaneous, and the measures in the partnership of Japan India, you have highlighted, your report has highlighted large number of measures which are sustainable over a period of time. Why they are sustainable? Because India and China friendship has very, very deep roots, historical and cultural roots. Unlike other Southeast Asian countries and Asian countries like China and South Korea. Because all these countries have some bitter experience with the Japan, particularly Imperial Japan, whereas India has no such bitter experience with the Japan. So that is the root of China, Japan-India friendship and partnership. And beyond that, there is a convergence of interests of Japan and India. And the convergence of the interest has been further accelerated by the recent measures of President Trump, because the Trump's tariff policies are not sparing even allies. They are equally hurting the adversaries and the allies. So Japan is also the victim of Trump's policies. And just at the eve of Prime Minister Modi's visit, the Japanese delegation was to visit United States to expedite the process of Japanese investment of $550 billion in United States. And that delegation visit has been cancelled, not only postponed. So Japan has a bitter experience with its traditional ally, that is the United States. So now Japan is coming with India having a traditional friendship with India, and not only in business and finance or economic field, but also in the defense and security measures, because Japan is not going to rely heavily on United States for its security. So Japan trying to revamp its security forces.
Absolutely, sir. In fact, appreciate you giving us your time and appreciate for your insights as well. Unfortunately, we have to, in fact, also, due to the paucity of time, move forward. And now, viewers, it's time to